The shadow government, deep state, tyrants, and big dick energy. So, what is the shadow government? The shadow government is the unelected government behind the scenes that makes all the moves. It consists of tyrants and people who want to destroy humanity. They basically bypass the system and do their own thing. This is also known as the deep state. They want to manipulate the government policies. So, the deep state, number one, the WEF or World Economic Forum. The World Economic Forum consists of tyrants led by none other than Klaus Schwab. This had started in 1971 and started dealing with economical issues, but it turned into a tyrannical regime. Their goals are now stakeholder capitalism, sustainable development, private and public cooperation, innovation and technology, and global governance, which we all know is bullshit. Number two, Bill Gates. Billy G, the tyrannical philanthropist. He uses the role as a philanthropist as a guise, but he's anything but. He has been known to cause many crimes throughout the land. A lot of his money used for the vaccine research, which has helped many people die. Number three is George Soros. This man is perhaps the devil himself. He's the founder of an Open Society Foundation, which is designed to eliminate borders from countries. He's responsible for many of the evils that we've seen over the past 4 years, mainly the results of his funding. Big dick energy. Stand for freedom. Stand for freedom means to stand for what is real. You will not take orders from tyrants. Everything is birthed from freedom. The reality is it cannot be taken. They never gave it to us in the first place. Freedom is inherent in us. Sure, you can shut things down. You can never take the true essence of freedom. We don't play by the rules, we live by principle. Discipline equals freedom. Yes, you can do whatever you want, but what are your results? If you want to be healthy, wealthy, and have great relationships, we must have the discipline in order to implement certain practices, habits, and mindsets to get the results. No mercy. Have no mercy toward goals when it comes to your life. Be relentless in your pursuit. Have no mercy in the path to freedom. Never surrender and always win. This has to be put in context, and this has to be done with principles. I'm also talking about going after a goal in your heart that you know is yours. Keep going. 100% responsibility. Taking 100% responsibility for your life is key. This does not mean that everything is your fault, but you get to decide what happens next. This means healing from past trauma and removing your blocks that are on the path to greatness. When we blame people or circumstances, we give our power away to change. Freedom is in your hands. Take it, my friend. Personal development. Personal development works to develop who you are as a person, updating old beliefs and ways of being that no longer serve you. Being the greatest version of yourself means focusing on all areas of life and how you can level up in them. Know who you are, and there are certain principles that you live by. By living in accordance with your own value system is key. Eric Thomas is the #1 motivational speaker in the world. I'll go to him for assistance. No fear. Notice that I didn't say no fear, but no fear. KNOW. This is because courage cannot exist in the absence of fear. It's only through circumstances that produce fear that we can demonstrate courage. For this, we must know fear and understand it. We must understand our own tendencies and dispositions to fear so we can create a plan. Every thought that we think releases correlating chemistry in our bodies. Whether it's thoughts of love, thoughts of fear, for example, feelings of love and happiness will release hormones such as oxytocin and serotonin, and thoughts of fear will produce epinephrine and cortisol. Fear is in itself not bad. It's actually quite important. It's more so how we use it and how we manage it. How do we use fear as an asset to associate better with it? Under fear, the blood vessels in our prefrontal cortex are responsible for cognition, but they get shut down and the blood goes to the amygdala, which is part of the brain responsible for fight or flight. When this happens, you become less intelligent and reactive. So-called powers that be know this very well, and they use it as a control tactic to pay attention and do what they say. We must develop self-awareness and situational awareness in order to quickly think about the situation. We tend to fear we don't understand. When you're present, you're much more likely to consciously determine whether the fear is real or not. Alright everyone, thank you for tuning into the show. For more, you can head over to anthonygastella.com for articles, coaching, and other free resources. Also, if you can, leave a review for the show, let people know what you think, and I would appreciate that so much. Support the mission of freedom. Thanks for being on this mission with me, and I promise to give you more powerful, empowering, great content to help transform your life. Thanks for tuning in.